Hello friends, Coach Bob with you today, and today we are going to put on some magic mirrors. Yeah, the ones that Cabinet Man sent me. It's gonna be awesome. Apparently my neighbor's getting some new stuff, cool. Anyway, getting things all squared away, been out here doing a little yard work, that sort of thing. It's early, it's a little after 8, already got the front yard mowed, life is good. Sun's up, starting to get warm. We're gonna move things around, talk a little bit. We're gonna break this up into a couple of parts. Mirror removal. Diesel engine is pretty loud. Mirror removal is gonna be step one. After mirror removal, we're gonna be looking at the tools we need, that sort of thing. Pretty simple install from what I've read, from what I've seen. All right, so not only do we want to make the install a little entertaining, I also want to share some information with you as well about what's going on around here and what's going on with the channel. And we're going to do all that right after I get this stuff moved around. All right, so this morning, Coach Vic is not here. As you can see, her van isn't here. And I'm going to do this magic mirror install. Thank you, Cabinet Man, for the wonderful gift. We're going to get all the tools together. We'll talk about what we need, what we don't need, that sort of thing. But what Coach Vic is doing, our oldest daughter is a cancer survivor. We had quite a scare a few years ago. We're coming up on 5 years. I get pretty antsy around these visits. In fact, I'll say I'm kind of a train wreck right now. I do worry about cancer coming back. I'm just going to be honest with you. I lost my first wife to cancer. Coach Vic has survived cancer 3 times. So anyway, she's coming up on 5 years. So if you would keep my daughter in your prayers. But now that we have that said, have the kind of elephant in the room. So hopefully I don't seem detached. I don't think I feel detached. I don't know, maybe I do. But as I do this, I look forward to doing this. And I have saved this install for today. It will give me something to do. It will keep my mind off of things. I got the grass mowed. Like I said, I'm up early moving around, doing my thing. They're on the road. I'm supposed to be on the road this afternoon to go over to Valdosta to help my sister with some retirement paperwork and help my son-in-law get a car. So let's look at this mirror removal first and let's talk about it. All right, so the mirror removal, if I'm not mistaken, and I could be, this bottom clip and this front clip are both pop tabs, and then the top one is slotted, so it makes me nervous every time. There it goes. So I pull a little forward, and then there it goes. Yes, this is a clip, that's a clip, and that's a slot. Now this, you want to make sure that you don't drop your wires inside the Spyder, because retrieving them can be quite a hassle. Ask me how I know. So here's what you're looking at. You can see that this is kind of a little pop thing, and you can see right there, that looks like that's broken to me already. These have only been on half a dozen times. That looks broken to me. I'm gonna pull the other one off and do a comparison. But you can see, I think that thing's supposed to go all the way around like that. I think that's already broken off. So let's get the other one. And I'm gonna tell you that I have not done many of these. There we go. There we go. And I don't like taking these off. I will tell you, these have been a nightmare. And yes, you can see that clip right there goes all the way around. So that other one is broken. So these definitely need to be replaced already. And this is a 2019, but I've had it apart half a dozen times. They're not gonna fall off, but I just don't like it. And that mirror obviously did not feel as secure as this one. When I would wash it, I was always very careful when I was manipulating it in fear that I was going to damage it. So you can see we need a small Phillips head screwdriver. Looks like a number 1. So I'm going to grab a number 1 Phillips head screwdriver. We're going to do the mirror portion first. Let's go ahead and get that done. We're going to step right over here and get that done right now. So before we get going, I want to take this opportunity to ask you to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. We sure appreciate it. Leave a thumbs up. It always helps. Everything helps. Let's talk about the tools we're going to need. 1, patience. Always tool number 1. So let's talk about the tools you need. First, Torx 30. That's for taking anything loose on that side panel that you might need to take loose. Just have it handy. Probably won't need it, but just in case. You'll definitely need 13mm socket. That's for taking those pins out of the side of the Spyder. You'll need a small screwdriver. This, I believe, is a 2. for taking the screws out of the mirror and putting them back into the mirror. This you'll need to loosen those 13s on the side of the Spyder. And a nice large head, Phillips head screwdriver for putting the magnets in. And if you're me, you'll also need Loctite. There is the extent of the tools. You can see it's not a lot of stuff. So they say a picture paints 1,000 words. There you have it. As you can see, I have the mirrors laying on a nice microfiber. Don't want to scratch anything. Here's the LaMonster kit. What we're going to do, we're going to take, these are the screws that hold the magnets on. The magnets are right there. They're all in here. You can see they're already trying to grab hold of the brackets in the box. They will. They're very, very strong. So we're going to keep those magnets as they came from the factory and keep them away from anything. And we're going to put these on the mirrors. Let's talk about what these do. Basically, those little black inserts where the clips are, this is going to replace those. And the screws that you're going to utilize are the ones that are in the mirrors. You can see that most of them are identical, but these two look different. You can see the screw holes are placed in the same location on these 4. These are side mirror specific, and you'll see what I'm talking about. These are that top clip where that actual clip goes into place. There is a countersink section right here. That's the side your screw goes in, and we're just going to do that. So basically you're going to have these 3 on one side, these 3 on the other side. That's how it's going to work. And it's 6 screws. So let's do that now. You can see how these screws are offset. So let's see which side we're going to need. I would say that is that right there, because if not, this one right here, you can look at it, would not. So it will only go one way. If you keep that countersink, the edge where the screw holes are countersunk on a side, that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to pull the screws out of one at a time. This is the clip that was broken. You can see, well actually, no, it's the other one, but this one is starting to split. You can see it splitting. The plastic is splitting right down at the bottom. So yeah, these things, they were getting ready to go. That just drops right in there. And this piece of metal is what the mirror, what the magnet adheres to, sticks to, holds to, clings to. Remember, you're going into plastic, you don't want to kill it, you just want to snug it. You want it snugly. All right, there's that one. Like I said, these other 4 are all identical, so you can't get them confused. And honestly, as long as you keep the countersunk side up, you can't get the other ones confused either, because they just won't fit. Now these clip portions seem to be pretty durable, but you know, you can see that right there showing some signs of where it's bent out. So they were going to have to replace that clip eventually. And that's one of the design issues that I had with the Spyder from the very beginning. And I am not alone. That's why someone was ingenious enough to create this kit for us. I could do this faster with power tools, but whenever I'm putting something into plastic, I really prefer doing it with my hand. These magic mirrors, I believe, really are a must. As much as you have to pull the mirrors off the Spyder, it's just, I think it's critical that you have this. And I can tell you, just looking at the amount of damage that mine already had, I needed them already. This isn't even a want. You're either going to be repairing your other mirrors, or you're going to be putting these in, one of the two. So the question is, do you want to have to keep constantly doing it, or can you do this one time? I think this is going to work after doing it just one time. Those are nice and snug, flush all the way around. Mirror 1, done. Let's do the other one. And just for chuckles and grins, I'm going to speed this part up, all right? That is all of the mirror side, but again, I want to show you this one clip. This is the one that's not broken, but it's split, and this one is actually broken. Yeah, I'd say that's a worthwhile thing. Next thing, but that's the mirror side. That's all there is to the mirror side. So let's get the body part done. That's these 3 pieces right here. You can see you got a little socket head. These are a 13mm socket. Go ahead and pull all 3 of them. Get them loose. Once you get them kind of loose, just pull them out with my hand. Now on the old one, they used to tell you to remove this washer. I noticed on the last LaMonster video I was watching, that washer was remaining on the one that he was working on, so I'm not removing it. Now, once I reassemble all of this, if it appears that that washer is binding something or keeping the mirrors from seating properly, I'll go back, I'll remove it. But at that point, taking the mirror off shouldn't be a problem because it's not going to be held with all these clips and pins. The idea is for this to be a lot easier than it was. Because I dreaded taking those mirrors off. Every time I did anything to this, I absolutely dreaded it. One of the things I do is because I have multiple vehicles, motorcycles in particular, and I plan on getting more, is whenever I take parts off, I put the year, the model, and what the part is to. Because I do have a big box of motorcycle parts, and I don't separate the motorcycles. So I label absolutely everything. So this says 2019 Spyder RT Mirrors is what it says on that bag. And that will go in my parts bin when I get finished. And then if and when I ever sell this one and get another one, all of these parts I will have in a box. I'll get a pasteboard box and I'll put every part I've ever taken off of this thing and I will give it to the person who purchases it. Also, keep up with your oil change records, whether that's you doing it or the dealer doing it. Keep up with your records. If you have a nice little book, the person who gets that motorcycle after you, they can look at that. It gives them, if they know that if you've taken the time for those sorts of small details, that they're probably getting a good machine. And I guarantee if they purchase this one, they're gonna get one. So now it's time for the scary part, if it is scary. And that is separating these magnets because they say they're rare earth and you can break them. Let's hope that doesn't happen. Let's get to work. One of the things on the newer models, on the older models, they had a white washer that went on the outside. On these, and I'll show you once I get it assembled, you have the screw. It's a big Phillips head. So it comes like this. All these parts, there should be 6 screws, 6 washers. So there's the 6 screws and the 6 washers. That's all there is to that. This is how the magnets come shipped. I want you to see this. They're just connected together. And see, that one has a little nick in it, but I'll put that nick to the bottom. It won't matter. Getting them separated, let's see what it's like. Well, when they say they're snug, they are snug. All right. Now they come separated with this little plastic ring. You don't use that ring. So the magnets go like this. That's what it's gonna look like. I'm gonna, in typical Coach Bob fashion, I'm gonna go ahead and dab a little Loctite on each one. That little bit of Loctite is for Coach Bob, not for LaMonster. He doesn't recommend that. That's just what I do. Remember, again, be careful when you're putting these on. Look at that. That magnet just holds that screwdriver, holds that screwdriver solid. And it is odd, man. It is odd. This thing, it clings to whatever's in there because I felt it just pull towards the machine. Remember, don't kill these. Don't kill them. You'll break these magnets. That's why you have the Loctite on there. Next up, numero 2. You can see it pulls right into place. Now it sits, this one is sitting over the top of this piece. All right, so we're gonna continue. I'm not gonna snug that one down. I'm just gonna go ahead and get this one started. Now I'm looking at the plastic washer that's behind it. And I know it's supposed to create a little bit of a gap. I don't know that it's going to create enough gap to where I'm going to be able to remove that body panel though, because I'm watching this thing here. So let's see, now that it's snugged in, if I can remove that body panel, if it would allow me to move it. And that's what we're going to look and see. Yes. So that washer is going to create enough of a gap for me to remove that body panel. That's good to know. So that magnet may go over the top of that plastic piece, but it's not binding it. And that's what I wanted to know. All right, so now that we understand that, that's going to work out perfectly. I can see it sitting behind there. Like I said, not a problem. And I just snug these up by hand. You can use a wrench if you want. But remember, it's plastic on plastic, and I've never, ever had a problem with anything vibrating loose. I'll sometimes put a little bit of extra mojo on these for whatever reason. But so this side is ready to go. That's all there is to it. All right, so let's do a little time lapse on this side. All right, so now that we have them on here, that's what it looks like. It looks way simple, doesn't it? It's because it is way simple. Now, what LaMonster recommends you do is to put zip tie between here and the cable that's on the mirror, and I will do that, but I first want to test fit the mirrors, because if I do put a zip tie on there, I don't want to have to cut it off if I've got something wrong. All right, first thing you want to do, make sure you have the proper left side mirror, and the color code is at the top, the black is at the bottom. All right, clamp is in there. Feed the wire back into the body of the Spyder, and it should magnetically be held into place. Let's see here. Wow. I'm going to tell you that is way more solid feeling than the other. Way more solid. I'm not talking a little more solid. That is way more solid. When I washed the Spyder, I was always afraid I was going to actually tear the mirror off if I dried it too aggressively. Man, that is super solid. Let's do the other side. And again, the zip tie that I was telling you that he was recommending, he said that it's really not necessary, but it would give you an added layer of security if you were worried about it. Most of the guys that I know are running these are not running the zip ties. The older ones did not have 3 magnets on each side, so, all right. Wow. That is awesome, man. All right, so I got a selfie stick, and we are gonna go out and check these mirrors out. But I am gonna tell you, man, these things, I can get it to come off. Like I said, I can turn it and get it to come off. But that thing, as far as solid, it's more solid. So that thing right there, I'm telling you, it's solid. You can tilt it. You can tilt it and get it to come right off. But that ain't going nowhere. So that thing right there, I'm telling you, it's solid. It ain't going anywhere. Let's take it for a ride and see what she does. You may have noticed I changed my hat and my shirt. Can't imagine why. Oh, it's hot, man. It is hot. Man, you are the man. Thank you, brother. All right, let's do a quick zip tie installation on these things just for that support that LaMonster was talking about. You know how I am about attention to detail. I firmly believe that this is not necessary, certainly after what I just experienced riding it. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pop the mirror off, you just lower it and lift, pull it away. And you can see you've got the wires split there and the wires split there. So you can see I've just run the tie around there. Snip off the excess. Solid as a rock. Like I said, I don't believe those zip ties are necessary, but it is just one added layer of security if you are a little uneasy about those things. So let me do the other side. Just like that. Now, I had read some comments on another page where a guy was saying that, you know, he was concerned about vibration, he was concerned about security. Actually, he was concerned, and the concern that only a magnet holding it on, how easy would it be to steal? I think that someone is going to actually have to want your mirror to try to steal it to begin with. And if they know anything about the mirrors, they can pop them off anyway. I don't see it. I think the zip tie is probably more secure than the original or the magnetic mounting system as far as theft is concerned, but they're just gonna rip the wire out anyway. So I can't see that it's any more or less secure. So hopefully that squelches some of your fears, maybe even answers a couple of the questions that you might have had off the bat. So it is installed now and it is complete. The magic mirrors are done and they are wonderful. Got a phone call from my son-in-law. Looks like we're not going to Valdosta today. Looks like I am going to Valdosta today. Someone purchased the car they were looking at. So I guess that's just the way that goes. Woo, this air conditioning feels good. So what I'm gonna do right now is I wanna make a quick announcement about the channel. So a quick announcement about the channel. We're rapidly approaching that 2,000 mark and we're gonna be making a video here real soon about a giveaway. Once we get around that 1,950, 1,975, I'm just over 1,800 subs right now. Once we get around 1,950 subs, we're gonna be doing a giveaway when we hit 2,000. And this is what we're gonna be giving away. No, not this exact pair, but a pair exactly like them of ShadyRays. And we'll be doing a little thing where you comment something in that specific video. And we want to just say thank you for helping us get there. The quicker we get there, the quicker we can give them away. Is ShadyRays giving me glasses? No, they are not. Buy them and send them out to you. Thank you for what you do. Again, share this video with your friends. Help the sub levels get up so we can give something away. We sure would appreciate it. But until next time, go out, buy the motorcycle of your dreams, eat right, take care of yourself for crying out loud. And remember, if you're not having fun, you're doing it wrong. Now go seize the day. We'll talk to you soon.